Professor Ataman. My name is Lauren, and this is my second video blog on the article that we read, Is Technology Good or Bad? So, let the debate begin. Technology is good because 1, it makes knowledge accessible. Through the internet, you are able to quickly look up information. Technology gives you rapid accessibility to an abundance of information. And through the technology specifically, it would be the hardwares of the computer, the smartphone, and anything that gives you access to the internet. And it's many different archives, websites, encyclopedias online, and so on. Number 2, advancement of knowledge. Because everything is so accessible at the palm of your hand or at the click of a button within a few seconds, we are able to look up information from peer-reviewed articles or journals quickly online and possibly take a study a step further and advance the knowledge that they created. So in this case, you could look at the work from others and advance on that and create your own theory based on someone else's. You can also do this through forums or discussion boards online where experts could discuss amongst each other what they're doing right now, what their study is, different problems that they have had or are facing, and it might help someone else discover something completely new in an easier and quicker fashion. Number 3, technology connects us. It helps us communicate. Through technology, whether it is social media websites such as Facebook, texting, video chat, or making videos and posting them on YouTube as I am right now, we are able to connect and communicate with others all around the world without getting off the couch or off the chair. You could just sit in front of your screen, whether it's a computer screen or a cell phone screen or something similar to that effect, iPad, something like that. You are able to communicate with someone who is miles, hundreds of thousands of miles away, quickly and readily. This is why technology is good. I think technology is bad. It is terrible. It is corrupting us. So, first, the article brought this up, which I thought was a very good point. Our use of technology, our high dependence on it, is physiologically, it's changing our brain. It's changing the structures of our brain. Who knows what will happen in the future because of this physiological change in the brain. It may change how we learn in the future. It may change our complete chemistry in the brain and how everything works. So this is a potential danger from technology. Number 2, technology changes how we socially interact and behave. You know, every time that I'm walking around Chapman, or really just anywhere, I constantly am seeing people walking around stuck with their phones and just tuning out the entire world around them and their direct environment, where they're just too busy texting someone or absorbed in this technology where they can't focus on reality, where they're not tuning into what they're actually doing in the moment. So this may change how we socially interact, where instead of being outgoing and social, we become more quiet and internalized because we're now focusing on texting someone or on our own life rather than the world of everyone else in which we are all sharing. We're just focused on our single conversation rather than, the environment in which we are standing and walking from class to class. So it is changing how we behave and how we socially interact for the worse. It is not good how it's changing it. We do not want to constantly be dividing our attention. We are constantly having to attend to all these different things, and the technology is just adding on this extra dimension in which we now must pay attention and focus on this conversation that we're having as we're already multitasking. So it's adding on to these layers of necessary, demanding attention, which pretty soon, we will have to stop something because we are not good at multitasking as human beings. This is what I learned from my cognitive psych class. You cannot attend to everything. You cannot perfectly divide your attention. So it may be dangerous, especially with texting and driving. It's a very dangerous thing to do. Technology also, it changes how we learn information. So aside from the physiological changes that I mentioned, if you think about when you do a research project, now the first thing that people tend to do is not go to a library, but instead to just look online at peer-reviewed journals or some kind of online database and filter through all the information. You just put in some type of keyword as a search word. So if I'm trying to write a paper on some cognitive psych theory, then I would type in the specific theory that I'm talking about, and then Google will pull up, everything that fits that category, and what fits it the most will be at the beginning, and then what fits it at the least will be at the end. So, I'll skim through and I'll look at everything that Google or whatever database has picked out for me based on my keyword. Now, what this does is it hinders the research process. When you walk into a library and you are searching for a book, a physical book, you come across all these different opportunities to further your research and to make the connections to your topic and possible books, resources, yourself. So you may be looking for a specific book and you may be reaching for it, and then you see this other book next to it or on the other side of the aisle or another aisle that doesn't specifically pertain to the theory you're talking about that the Google would have brought up, but instead it complements and it supplements your paper. So by physically going into a library and doing research that way, you are physically and mentally having to make these connections yourself in order to do your research. With technology, all you have to do is type in a keyword in Google and it will pull up everything for you that it feels is best for your search. So it will not look for something that supplements this or complements this. It's going to look for how many times does, this article, this peer-reviewed journal say cognitive psychology. It won't be looking at different causes or effects or other concepts outside of that theory. This is why I think technology is bad. It's no good, not at all.